I don't know about you guys, but after qualifying well, only to get run off the track multiple times, and then allowing myself to make this same mistake over and over again, I was feeling a little burnt out on Daily Race C. This is Heated Seats, and today I'm entering my first ever Gran Turismo Sport Manufacturer Series race. Now, I signed with Toyota, wrote my name, underscore and all on the dotted line, mostly because I like the way that the GT86 drives, and a lot of the tracks are very technical, so having a car that's light and handles well is a really good move. And the Supra's not so bad either. I haven't driven it too much, but I think I should be able to manage just fine. So I'm going to skip my lap here because there's nothing really all that special about it, but I come across the line and I'm able to get a 209.6, and that qualifies me for second place. So let's jump in. And that's a green light on lap 1. Now, since I qualified second, I opted to go for the racing soft tires to start. My plan is to go down to mediums in the middle, and then one lap 13, jump in the pits, throw hards on. Leader goes sliding off the side, overshoots the turn, and we are now up into first place. And at this point, the focus is just drive the car hard, get away from the guy in second place, break that toe as soon as possible, and you can see here, we're already edging out a little bit of a gap. Safe entry into turn 8. Also into turn 9, trying to get the best exit possible. Really important on Suzuki because there's so many straightaways. You can see here I'm pulling away again, coming up to the hairpin. And this is a turn that I've got figured out pretty well. Good fast line through there. And I'm running away down the long acceleration zone again. However, it does look like the guy behind me got an even better run than I did, and he's gaining fast. Spoon is not a corner that I have mapped out very well. I really struggle with this one. It's so important to get in nice and tight here and get on the power early for this long back straightaway, so I just generally try to focus on that. I haven't really got the line down perfect yet. But a decent exit no less. I'm playing a bit conservative on this lap, and I even lift through this corner, which is unusual. On the soft tires, you can go flat out through here. Second place locks up his tires coming into the chicane. Last chicane, back onto the main straightaway for lap number 2. And jumping ahead now to the end of lap 5. Just coming to the chicane one last time. You see I've edged out a 7.5 second gap, and I'm just going to take this opportunity now to dive into the pits. I throw the mediums on, top up a little bit of fuel, Team's working hard. And I come back out into 3rd place. Now, in hindsight, I realized that I probably could have gotten at least 1 or 2 more laps off those soft tires. They felt like they were sliding, but I think I was just pushing too hard. And I decided to jump in because I hadn't practiced this race that much and didn't know exactly what the best strategy was yet. So, this is jumping ahead to the end of lap 6. As you can see, I've caught up very close to 2nd place. 1st place, I believe, is still just around 3.5 seconds ahead of me. So 2nd place is really struggling. He's braking really hard. He seems to be locking up into that corner a lot. Both of them dive into the pits. I'm curious to see what my time was like ahead of them coming out. So it looks like it's somewhere right around 5.4 seconds ahead of 2nd place as they come out of the pits. But they're also going to have the advantage of being 1 lap newer on their tires. Now, something worth noting here is that the guy in 2nd place actually started 10th. And I'm going to put some stuff together at the end of this video to show how he climbed so high very quickly. Jumping ahead to the end of lap 9 here. Now you can see my lap times are decent at 2:11, but I'm getting pretty tired. And right here, I make a little mistake. And that ends up costing me 1 second in penalty. But of course that translates to much more than 1 second because the penalty zones are at the beginning of a straightaway. You can see I've lost about 1 second on that lap to clumsy mistakes. This is just coming to the back straight where you serve the penalty here. I screw up my shift a little bit and just watch this number fall as 2nd place gains on me down the back straightaway. My tires are, of course, feeling slightly more worn than his, and I'm definitely struggling a little bit with them. They're not too bad, but it's definitely noticeable. Coming down into turn 1, lap number 11. I don't know if you saw there, my lap time for lap number 10 was a 2:15 with that penalty, so I would say the penalty ended up costing me somewhere around 4 seconds. So right now I'm just trying to set down the best time I can while still on the mediums. Keep a little space between me and the guy in 2nd place. Just a little unstable coming through turn 8. Slow into turn 9, but trying to get the best exit I possibly can heading up into the hairpin. On the power reasonably early coming out of the hairpin. But you can see on the delta there, 2nd place, even better exit than I got. He is gaining. Coming into Spoon, where I have already stated I struggled pretty bad through here. You can see how sloppy that was. In too early, holding for too long, but still able to get on the power okay. 2nd place still gaining on me a little bit, but we do seem to be keeping him right at that 2 second buffer. Jumping ahead now to the end of lap 12, you can see just how much has come down. He's now under 1 second I got a much better run through that corner because I took it nearly flat out and he did not. But he definitely is finding grip in places I'm not. Probably driving a lot more conservatively than I am. I found by this point in the race, I'm not used to these half-hour race days, so I find myself struggling a bit as the race goes on and on to keep a consistent pace. Running 212s right now, which is definitely not where I want to be, even on medium tires. As we come to the S's, I'm over a second on him. Another section I'm pretty good at, but he's in that Porsche and that thing rips through here. I'm just struggling to keep it tidy. Gap's coming down. Right here, I just run it wide, and he's able to slip up and through. And now it looks like we're having ourselves a fight for first place on lap 13. Jumping ahead now to the end of lap 13, coming to the chicane one last time, and both of us are going to dart over into the pits to switch onto hard tires. Really came down to the wire on this. I had to think about it. Excuse me, adding more fuel on that because it's right on the line. We come out, he's just in front of us. Now this one was a real adjustment, dropping from used mediums to new hards. You'd expect them to be similar in terms of grip, but it's just different. He's looking a little tail happy through here, but I don't seem able to catch him at the moment. Gap is opening up a little more every turn. Gaining on him slightly into turn 8. But 2 laps in a row, I blow it on turn 9. And he's now running away a little bit, heading up to the hairpin. At this point, I'm also thinking about not pushing that hard just because I don't want to blow it. And third place catches up to him. He's only 4 seconds behind, 1 spin, and that position will be gone. Obviously, after leading all race, you don't want to lose it, but got to choose your battles right up to the end. Aggressively into spoon. I get the run on him through here. Pretty good. Lifting slightly through there on the hards, I found it was necessary. Down to the chicane, unfortunately, unless he screws up here, not able to get a winning result, but overall, a good race. Coming home in second place in my first manufacturers. Feels pretty good to me. So there you have it. Second place finish, 107 points. I guess I'm not ranked that high. But like I said, overall for my first manufacturer's race, feels pretty good to do that. Most of the time on Suzuki, I hit the green stuff and spin out. Now I just want to show you quickly. This is actually the replay from the guy who won the race. And as you can see here, he started in 10th place. So how did he pull this off? We'll fly through here for the first lap. Into turn 1, it's just a bunch of carnage happening. Aston gets pushed wide, and he's able to squeeze up into 9th place. Further along here, Jag gets pushed wide. So number 7's doing a lot of pushing. And then he just does an absolute bonkers pass. More chaos in turn 9. And before he's halfway down the lap, he's into 4th place. The interesting thing is that a hit like that he did on the Corvette could have got you a massive penalty before the recent update. And here he is flying along, catching the slipstream. And actually, by the time he was done halfway through lap 2, he was into 3rd place. He had made it around this guy. And then he did this tire swap from soft to medium on lap 6, and I did mine on lap 5. And then, of course, I screwed up this corner here. So, naturally, he managed to get ahead. But hey, it's all lessons for the future. Help me think about my strategy for upcoming races. I'm going to be trying to do as many of these manufacturer races as I can this season. I might do a couple nations as well. To be honest with you, I'm not totally sure how I feel about the new Saturday schedule of nations and manufacturer on the same day. It just makes it kind of difficult to practice for the two of them, but we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, I'm Heated Seats. If you like this content, please, I encourage you to subscribe. Leave me some comments down below. Any feedback is appreciated. Thank you so much.